Thank you. Alison Thewliss.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I would like to pay tribute to the honourable member for Walthamstow and all of those who have been brave enough to speak in this debate, and also to those in the women's sector in Northern Ireland who are watching on, and they are the most tremendous bunch of feminists you will ever meet, and I would encourage everybody to do so. I want to speak briefly, Mr Speaker, about the impact of women not having the right to choose and what happens when those options are restricted. The restriction of child tax credits and the child element of universal credit to the first 2 children in a family is a cruel policy which I am well on record as opposing. But what's not often discussed is the choices that this drives women to. Benefits Helpline turned to us, surveyed callers affected by the 2-child policy. 700 people said it affected their decision to have another child. A number of women had opted for abortions for wanted babies rather than pursue a pregnancy which they felt they could not afford. Some with religious beliefs or whose pregnancies were too far along could not do so. But as abhorrent, as despicable and cruel that this UK Government policy is forcing women to terminate a pregnancy, the fact remains that unlike women in Scotland, England and Wales, women in Northern Ireland are not afforded that choice. The honourable member for Birmingham Yardley talked very compassionately about the women who travel, but that option indeed is not open to all either. Those who are in poverty, those who are in abusive relationships, single parents, those with childcare issues, those with insecure immigration status and those with disabilities cannot often travel. They can't afford to and they practically can't. They then take the pills that are bought over the internet, and those most marginalised women are also now the most likely to be criminalised. Mr Speaker, that situation is absolutely unsustainable and must be challenged. Mr Speaker, for historic reasons, family size in Northern Ireland is on average higher than the rest of the UK, and the 2-child policy has a disproportionate effect. There is a certain irony, really, Mr Speaker, that DUP members, in propping up the Tories and supporting social security cuts, which will leave families less able to provide for the children that they have, are supporting this kind of policy while opposing abortion law changes. The 2-child policy will put 250,000 more children into poverty by 2020. Families will lose out by at least £2,780 per year, and women in Northern Ireland are left in a trap. They are unable to access child tax credits. They are unable to access abortion, and women who are in particular circumstances of abuse cannot access contraception. The member from Walthamstow mentioned that it's almost like we are in Gilead, and for some of these women, they are left in that situation where they have very little control over their reproductive rights. Mr Speaker, I trust women. I believe in their right to choose, and I hope the Supreme Court does as well. Our sisters in Northern Ireland have been left behind and left out for far, far too long, and I urge that there is progress made on this issue as a matter of urgency.
Thank you. Jim Shannon.
Speaker, and first of all, can I thank